like me and you are friends now.
Now we're live.
We've been talking for a little bit, you know.
Talkin Mush.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
gonna name one of my kids Dennis now. Are
That's a
you
bad idea,
are
man.
you open to being a godfather at all?
I am a godfather already. Yeah,
Are you
sure. Yeah,
a father of
I
gods?
love it. I love kids, man. I just love kids.
Me too. I got a couple of god kids. They're getting old
Man.
now, though, man. One of them's like 18.
That's I really like. I feel bad that I didn't have kids when I was 18, because by this time they would be pretty old as well, so I could hang out with them.
Right? I think that often. Ah, man.
Well,
are we recording?
We're recording.
Fantastic.
This is Talkin Mush.
Talkin Mush.
Your host, Michael Johnson.
Yeah. And Colin Cummings.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, am I
Yeah.
gonna man this thing this time?
You can try it. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
This is Colin. Hey guys,
Let's
I'm-
do the test.
I'm manning this right now. Hello.
That's Colin. All right. Let's do me.
That's
me.
Mike. And this is our guest,
Dennis Calm.
Dennis Calm. I was actually about to say, I'm like, oh, I'm bad with last names. Maybe you should take it, Mike. And then he says, Dennis Calm.
If they're less than 4 letters, you got this.
That's true. And the everybody can is this.
It's funny. We just had another combo with a COMM a couple guests ago.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So this is where I make the pun about you being so calm through our audio testing. You
Sorry, guys.
That was a bad joke. I was talking about how calm you were through our audio testing. You get it?
Actually, it's because my full surname is Komisarov, so not many people can pronounce it. So I just thought maybe it's gonna be
Ooh.
easier a bit.
Wow, thank you for that. I'm just gonna go to the everybody cam real quick. We just started, right? Your intro and everything. Important question I have to ask you. Would you prefer which do you prefer? Psychedelic Johnson or Unreal Johnson?
You don't have to ask that question anymore.
Which one do you prefer?
It's over now.
Which one do you prefer?
Real one.
Unreal. Nice.
Unreal?
Yeah,
Ni-
real one.
Nice.
Damn, you got all right.
Over time, it'll win. We all know that.
There's
no question.
We'll see.
I've started paying them.
All right. Well, thank you for that. You just lost that bet for me, by the way. Don't have to feel bad.
Sorry.
All right, so let's get into it.
So, Dennis, what's your opinion of psychedelics?
Well,
What side are you on?
psychedelics. That's a cool question. I think psychedelics is not for everyone, to be honest. I personally like it, but I like it as probably as a medicine more than as a getting high thing. Like as because the thing with me and psychedelics is like I tried psychedelics quite a few times. Maybe like mushrooms, I tried them for 4 or 5, 10 times, and I wouldn't say it's. I get really relaxed of them, and I don't think like I could have them every month or every week or something. But like they're cool. They're really cool.
Right, it's sort of once in a while. It's like a
Once in a while, I think like for me personally, like once in 6 months, once a year even. Once a year, that's really cool.
right.
Because otherwise, I think it's a bit too much. Way too much.
Yeah, for me the same. I try to aim for once a year. It doesn't always happen, but I think that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, I've
me.
been so
Yeah.
against the once a year thing. But now, like recently, I'm like I keep thinking about doing hero doses, and I'm like I should just wait until it's like a really opportune time. So yeah, I was like every 3 months at one point. That's what I liked, and 6 months seemed a little long, but now I'm like I'm going for once a year. I think you guys are right.
I mean, like for me personally, once a year is because like once once you do it like once a year, then you have so many thoughts, so many ideas, and like your brain just like relaxes in a whole year, and then once you have those, man, I have I have so many ideas in my head because I tried it. Once one time I tried to do it like 2 days in a row. I think I had a massive portion of those, and I did it like 2 days in a row, and it didn't work. It was just horrible. So I think once a year is the best option for me personally.
So you
Some
did it.
people I know people like who do it like once a month, and they're really happy with that, but it just doesn't work with me.
Yeah, I hear that. I definitely hear that. I've done the once a month thing, and it was really fun. And I feel like it was a very good time for growth, but I wouldn't extend that time longer than I had it going on. It was like a year almost. It felt like of like
Yeah,
and after that, it was like, okay, I think I can calm down now. How about you?
Um, yeah, I don't know. Once a year has been my vibe for a long time since I started, but sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less, and it just kind of depends on what's going on with me.
True,
Yeah.
like
man.
don't get me wrong, if I would be living somewhere in Holland, then probably I would do it more often. But like, because I have quite a few friends in Holland, and I try to go there once a year at least. And once I get there, we always go for mushrooms. So yeah. But like in London, I don't have any contacts, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
So
right. You don't always need the contacts. Yeah.
like definitely that, because first of all, I'll get to this point about my last trip, but like last time I've done mushrooms in London, I didn't know a guy who I was getting them from, and those were so strong. I like it was probably my worst trip. So after that, I realized like no, I don't need it that often. Probably I don't need it for next few years at all.
Can you tell us about that trip? That
Yeah.
worst trip
Okay.
ever?
So I got a portion of truffles. Those weren't like dry mushrooms. Those were truffles. And you know when you go to Holland, you go to one of those smart shops, and you can read the information about the stuff you're getting. So you get all the information like how strong they are, what kind of visuals you see, all that stuff. And the guy in London, it was basically his parents. They were like old school hippies, so they were growing that stuff in their farm. And once he gave them to me, he said, "Be careful," because it looked like just a regular portion, you know. So once he gave it to me, he said, "Be careful," but he didn't say
Hmm.
anything else. So I came back home, and it was the first time that I decided to make a tea because I read this recipe on the internet that you can actually make tea from truffles, you know. Because though
Right.
I don't know if you tried those, but like truffles, they're pretty disgusting to eat, you know, because you have to stuff it in your mouth and you feel sick afterwards. And if you make a tea, you just drink it as a tea. You don't feel nothing. You just forget about you had something. So I remember like because I always paint. If I have a free time, I always paint. So I was painting. I made myself a tea, and I forgot. I forgot what he told me. So I just made a tea out of everything, and I smashed the whole cup, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty cool for 1 hour. Then in 1 hour it started kicking, and man, it was really amazing. It was so cool because I was painting that detailed thing, and once you paint something, it starts moving straight away. It was amazing. Like I've never seen it before. I never had that for mushrooms because every time I had mushrooms, I've never seen any visuals from any psychedelics I tried, and probably that was the first thing that something actually started moving. So I was painting those small details, and they were coming alive. So everything starts moving. The little guy starts walking. You know, stars like space and stars starts shining. You know, so it was really interesting. It was cool. So it got to this point after like hour and a half that I couldn't concentrate anymore. So what I did, I just put all my paintings around me, and I was just staring at them,
Wow.
not even blinking, you know, because once you blink, it all stops. So it was amazing. Like I couldn't stop staring at them for another maybe hour. Yeah, it was amazing. But
Wow.
then after 2 hours, I started having those really bad thoughts about neither I'm dying, neither I'm dead already, or well, I will be dead in like next 10, 5 minutes, you know. So, and you get those like I never got that paranoid in my life before from anything. Like I'm pretty cool with all the stuff. My brain is pretty. I thought it was ready for more or less everything, But that thing proved me wrong. That like I thought I'm dying. That's I would even call myself an ambulance because I was living with my friends, but they weren't around at the time. So I would call myself ambulance, but I didn't know the number. So I was like, damn, I'm dying. But if I'm dying, I'd rather die peacefully. So I decided to die on the sofa. I lay down on the sofa, but then nothing was happening. So I started walking around the room. It was pretty bad. And then I think I fell asleep. I'm not sure if I fell asleep or was it just like I closed my eyes, but I've seen so many horrible nightmares. I cannot even describe them because I don't even remember them, but I know it was bad. It was so scary. I never got scared that bad. And I woke up in 2 hours. I didn't even know what happened. Like I forgot that I was taking mushrooms. I just like I was like, what the hell happened? And I see my paintings all around. I was like, okay, so I need to paint. I went down. I went back to painting, but then once I start painting, everything started moving again. So I realized like it's not gonna work. And that trip was probably the longest. It was like around 12 hours,
Whoa.
and it was really scary. It was so scary. And I woke up next day, and I still had that weird feeling. And I just realized that probably I need to take a break with those things because I know it was my fault because I took way too much that I should. Because the guy actually warned me, he told me like it's a bit too much. It was probably for two people, but I didn't know that. So yeah, it was my last time. It was my last trip. I did it like 2 years ago, and I didn't do any mushrooms after that. But I think I'm ready. I think I would do it one more time now.
It's interesting that you had an experience like that, but you also call it, a medicine when we started.
Well, yeah, because like don't get me wrong, I'm like I tried ayahuasca as well. I tried it in a jungle with the proper shaman deep in a jungle somewhere among like local tribes, and they take it as a medicine. No one takes it as like a getaway drug or whatever. Like it's a proper medicine thing. It sorts your brain out, and same thing with the mushrooms. I think for me personally. So yeah, I take it as a medicine.
Right.
It's not like it's definitely not like weed or drinking a beer, nothing like that. If you're like if people think that they can have mushrooms and get the same effect as weed or get same relaxed, well, probably because you're messing with your brain. So it might get a bit too far, and sometimes you don't want it. So yeah.
I like that explanation of it. Sometimes you don't want it. That's perfect.
Like
That's how it is sometimes.
I realized that I realized that like my last trip, my last Martian trip, like probably I didn't want it that deep. I didn't want it that bad. I just didn't expect it's gonna be that bad, or that good at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to say that it gives you a much wider perspective. Like you die, but then you also feel so much love and joy in every cell of your body, and to feel these like the spectrum of emotion and feeling is something that
Exactly.
you don't normally get. So to widen that perspective of all that is where the medicine is, I think. And so it can be scary, it can be beautiful, but and you kind of describe both sides
Exactly,
of it.
because
Yeah.
that's exactly what I've been told about the ayahuasca. Because I took it like a couple of times, and I've been told that you're gonna get scared a lot. You're gonna see a lot of visuals, but then you're gonna get so scared. Probably you're not gonna like you're gonna regret it. But I was down for that. But
Right.
I I didn't get it from ayahuasca at all. Like I tried it for a couple of times, and I didn't get it. I actually didn't get nothing. Like I only felt sick once, and that's it. And it was like probably my brain or my body wasn't ready. but then I got it from the mushrooms, from the stuff I didn't even expect, you know. And yeah, like that was a proper therapy, like medical therapy,
Right.
because like I was facing like the feelings, like the emotions that I've never faced before. Like I never felt it before, you know. I didn't even know how my brain, how I'm gonna react, what I'm gonna do, you know. And I think I handled it pretty fine, but yeah, but it was pretty scary, you know. But it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster. Scary,
Yeah,
but fun. Hey, Colin, why don't you press
yeah.
a promo button? Let's see the Instagram.
Promo button.
Yeah, come on, get to the buttons. There's more. Look at that. Instagram. Yeah, who's ringing? Good timing.
Right? Instagram. Look at this guy.
um, Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask, because we were talking about integration last time,
Yeah.
and I just want to know, do you do any type? Do you know what integration work is? Like, have you ever heard that term? Like
To
after a
be
trip?
honest, no.
Okay,
Wow.
so like, do you like ever take the time to like take the experience that you've had and like, I don't know, how do I put it? Like, examine it,
Yeah.
like examine
Oh,
actually
oh
what
yeah,
it
sure,
was.
Yeah.
sure, yeah, of
Incorporate it
course.
into your life, what you
I
learned.
do it.
Mm.
I do it afterwards. Like probably the only reason like I had like I tried mushrooms, because the first time I tried mushrooms was even before I start painting or doing any art. So after I start making doing art, start painting, you know, I decided like, man, I probably would be interesting to have some of that stuff just to see what I- what I'm able of, you know. And After I would take mushrooms, I would like the day after I would just take my time and think. And to be honest, like one time would be more than enough for the rest of my life, because
Right.
the stuff that I realized, the stuff that I've like that I thought about during that trip, well, there 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 is not enough time. Like the whole life is not enough to describe it, you know. I don't have enough time to describe understood, what I realized. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's
Well,
like, because my imagination is pretty messed up already without any mushrooms, without any psychedelics, you know. And once you take it, it becomes so messy. Like you just get lost. You just totally get lost, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if
So
we
yeah.
mentioned at the beginning, but Dennis is an artist, and he has some beautiful pieces. In fact, the piece that everybody can see here
yeah.
is done by Dennis. You don't get to see the whole thing. I can prop it up a little bit, but probably not a good idea. But yeah, you should check out his art, Dennis Calm Art. You have a website?
No, I don't have a
You'll get
website
one.
yet.
Yeah,
I will.
That's awesome, man. I just wanted to.
yeah. We should have. We should have
I
that.
I was wondering that if you used mushrooms as a tool for your art, or if they've inspired your art in any way.
The only thing that inspires me about the mushrooms is actually the way how they look, their shape, and the way they grow. Everything about the mushrooms, but not the actual mushroom effect, not the actual mushroom trip. So I just like the how they look, the way they look. It's the same as if you pay attention, like the stuff that I usually paint. It's like whales,
Yeah.
mushrooms, and light bulbs. I just like them. That's it. It's not about like
Turtles.
yeah. So I just like mushrooms the way they are, you know. Any mushrooms.
Are you into all the medicinal mushrooms that are out there? Not just the psychedelic
So,
ones. The medicinal mushrooms, so like lion's mane and turkey tail and chaga and
oh
cordyceps and agarikon and
Yeah,
oh
amadou and
I actually never heard about those before.
oh man.
Probably maybe I've seen them, but I've never heard about them before.
Do you go mushroom foraging? Do you go in the forest and find?
Oh yeah, sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
What are your favorite types of mushrooms that are not psychedelic?
Well, to be honest, I don't even know the names in English of those
Oh
mushrooms.
wow, interesting.
Like honestly, I don't know the only mushroom I really like, but it's not edible. It's like that fly. agaric or agaric, the
Agaricon?
red one.
Mm, the red one.
Yeah, so
No, maybe
I
he's talking
like
about
it. I
Amanita.
use it a lot.
Okay, Amanita. Yeah, yeah, that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, Amanita. Right,
Yeah,
right, 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 right.
Amanita
Yeah,
muscaria. Yeah,
yeah,
good catch.
that's the one.
That's not edible.
Sometimes.
It is. It is in some ways.
Yeah,
If you know how to make it
yeah.
edible, if you know how to make a drink out of that. Some people even make soups out of this, but that's a proper medicine thing. It's not for getting high or something. It's proper medicine thing. So I don't know how to make it. I've never tried it. So
Mm,
Every time I hear about it, I always get a little nervous because
yeah.
I want to try it, but like from what I've heard, it's like it's an intense experience of like growing and like all sorts of weird shit starts happening too. You kind of get stuck. I heard.
Paralyzed.
yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. It's very
Yeah,
weird.
it's pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky. I know a couple of people like who tried it, but I wouldn't I wouldn't give it a shot. At least like now, like probably not.
True. So let's go into obviously psilocybin, but like I know the one trip you're talking about, you're saying you don't know how much it was for two people, but do you know how like what's the most that you've taken, like in a tea or eaten? But you're a tea guy from the sound of it.
Uh, you asked what's the
What's the
most?
most you've
Oh,
taken?
oh, actually, just one portion, just one portion, not more than that.
Like a
That was
cup.
that was the only
One
time
cup.
it was a portion for two people, but then it looked like a single portion, because like I said, mostly I've been getting those in Holland, and in Holland you just go to the shop, you get one portion for one person, and that's it. It's not gonna get that bad.
Hmm.
It's gonna be enough, more than enough. So yeah,
Can you
so
tell
that
us
was
more about your more meaningful experience? The most positive and meaningful mushroom experience
oh
you've had?
well, yeah. Probably it was my first one. It was my first one. It was like 10 years ago, something like 10 years ago. It was here in Lithuania because I remember I got those dry mushrooms. Those weren't truffles, those were dry mushrooms. I don't know what type it was, I don't know the name of them. I just got them in the bag. They were dry, they looked good. And we went to a forest because we have like quite a few forests out here, and we went with one of my friends, and he was experienced at the time. So we 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 ate those, and man, it was beautiful because the weather was amazing. We were in the middle of the forest, and that was pretty amazing. I mean, I didn't do it, like I said, I didn't do any art at the time, but man, like probably it was that experience was so amazing because it gave me so many ideas. I felt so connected with the nature. I felt so connected with the forest. I felt like I was some kind of an animal, I think, or something. So what we ended up doing, just running around the forest, barking, and we couldn't even talk. We were
Barking.
just we were just running around for like few hours, and uh, it was good. It was so good. So many things I realized. Like after that, like I was chasing the same old feeling. I was chasing same old effect for many times after that, but it never happened. Probably because it was the first time. So my brain, it was pretty clean at the time because I didn't do any psychedelics before that. So probably mushrooms were the first ones I did, and yeah, my brain really liked it. It loved it. It was pretty cool. It was like
If
it was
anything,
amazing.
mushrooms made it even more clean, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
So that's so weird. You couldn't talk. You're just running around barking. I've never experienced that.
I
Like
experienced not being able to
that was
talk.
the thing.
True.
That was the thing because there were two of us, and we were trying to talk to each other, but every time you open your mouth, there's some different weird sounds would come up. No words, just like barking, some other weird sounds, but
Did you
we
guys?
could understand each other
Oh,
perfectly. We could understand each other like telepathically or something. I knew what he means. He knew what I was trying to say. so yeah, so it was amazing. Even though it wasn't that guy. He wasn't my best friend. It wasn't the person that I knew for ages. But at the time, it felt like he's my brother or something. It felt like I know him for all my life. So yeah, so Marshall made this kind of weird, interesting connection, and I never had it afterwards. Like I tried different types of mushrooms after that, but never had that feeling after that. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Hmm. Yeah, I can't speak to that. Like what it was like the first time I did mushrooms. Like it was definitely like such a like a mind bender. Like, but I've been beyond that. It's not like I can never get that feeling again. But
Yeah.
I me and Colin have done 7 grams, 8 grams sometimes of mushrooms. Uh, so we usually do like quite a bit. Um,
I imagine that's 2 portions where you are.
at least.
I would imagine. That's
I have no idea. I have no idea how much is one portion, but man,
It's
hell
a
yeah.
yeah, we go out of our heads, man. I've had an ego death. Everything I know and understand is like stripped away. Everything that I am, and then I feel like a spirit in the middle of space, and I'm just looking out into the past, the future, the present, and just thinking like, oh my god, I could become anything. Like I am anybody. I am everybody. We are all God. And you just sort of have this like crazy. I don't even know how to explain it. It was
Oh
really
man,
interesting. Yeah.
like I heard so many stories like that. So many people would tell me more or less same old stories about them feeling the same. And I was trying to get that. Like I was trying to experience that, but it never happened. But I will always get like extremely relaxed from mushrooms. The only time I remember, um, apart from my bad trip, was I got to Holland, and one of my local friends there, he never had mushrooms before. So I was always telling him like, man, we should try it. We should try it. And once I got there, we went to the smart shop and got ourselves like the portion, one portion each. But those were like the lightest ones you can get. So and our third friend, he's pretty experienced with like psychedelics. So the day before we had our trip, he had his trip, and he would get like the strongest ones, and he would get like a single portion, but that was like a portion for 2 people because they're like extremely strong. Like all the visual you can see like it says on the pack, like you will see visuals, you will get like extremely high. So he would have only half of the portion. He would trip his ass out for like next 8 hours, and then he would just chill. And so the day after, the plan was like we would take care of him, and then the next day he would just take care of us in case something happens.
True.
And we would like the next day we woke up. The first thing we had a breakfast, then a few hours later we would get that, like we would have our portions. And I remember we've been waiting for like hour and a half, and nothing would happen. Like not even like usually you feel sick, your body starts sweating or something, but it was nothing like this. So I was like, man, I think it's like those weren't like real mushrooms. So I told my friend, go and bring the those strong ones from the day before, so I would eat them. Because I wouldn't give it to him because it was his first time, so I didn't want him to get too crazy. And actually, he said, "No, I'm gonna have it as well." So we both ate. We both finished that portion, the strong ones, and you won't believe, like as soon as we would swallow the last bit of it, the previous portion starts kicking in. Man, it was pretty crazy because we also had like 12-hour trip, and we couldn't just sit still. We were just running around the house doing whatever stuff. I even tried painting because my friend's ex-girlfriend, she was an artist as well. So she gave all her equipment, she gave all the paint, all the brushes, and she'd be like, try it, like do it. But
Wow.
I just couldn't even hold the brush in my hand because I couldn't concentrate, like everything was so weird. So we were just running around the house for 12 hours, like literally smoking spliffs and running around the house. And it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy, but no visuals, no visuals. It's just you feel so um like so relaxed but so intense at the same time. I don't even know how to describe that feeling. It's just pretty weird. It's a bit too much as well. But at least we didn't feel paranoid. So yeah.
Man, that's amazing. All these times that you've had sound amazing. It's like you guys just get portions from a shop and then they just go and they have the best times ever. Man, it's pretty incredible there. Jeez. Can you tell me about these shops? You're just going in there and buying it? Are they selling weed too?
Yeah,
What's going
yeah,
on?
like they have those special smart shops, I think they're called. Yeah, the smart shops. So you just go to the shop and they would sell any stuff, like whatever stuff you need. So they would sell like grow kites, they would sell like they were like the special boxes for growing like seeds, whatever you need. And they would sell like different types of mushrooms, like I think around six, eight, around maybe 10 different types of truffle mushrooms, like in a sealed pack. And you have a description for any of those. It's like I don't know, like you're buying like you're buying an alcohol, a beer, or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
Are
yeah.
they like?
So
Do they taste like chocolate, or what do they taste like?
no, no, no. Like they actually they're really disgusting. They're um I don't even know what is it, but man, I never tried anything like that before. It's just something really disgusting. They're really slidey. They're really they taste really bad. So you have to eat them. You only can drink water. You cannot have anything else. You cannot have any food or something. So you have to
Mhm.
stuff yourself with the whole pack like this. There's but like quite a lot of them.
That's one
And
portion.
that's one portion.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's like around 20 grams, 30 grams, something like this. Quite a lot. And they're like tiny. And like I said, they taste pretty bad.
I'm s-
So
I'm sorry. Did you say
by the time
20? Did you say 20 grams is one portion?
yeah,
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
a
kind
truffle,
of like
so you're eating this thing.
Oh, it's like a big thing.
It's not all mushrooms.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay, okay. I get it.
yeah.
Wow.
So those truffles, they're like by the time you have half of the portion, you already feel sick. You already feel sick because of their taste, because they're so disgusting. So you drink a lot of water, and it takes time to finish it. And then after you finish it all, the whole reaction in your stomach starts. So you're actually gonna feel sick for another hour and a half. So before you get like before they start kicking in, you're gonna feel sick. So you're gonna feel really, really sick. Not like you're gonna be throwing up, but some people actually are throwing up. But then you just like you
Right.
just don't feel nice. But then once they start working, once they start kicking, you just forget about everything. You just forget about that feeling. Just you'll be like, what the hell
Mhm.
is happening to me?
Mhm.
And then it works. It's gonna work for maybe I think everyone's different, but for me personally, it was like at least 8 hours. And plus, we had that other portion on top, so it was like more than 12 hours. So
Jeez.
yeah, it's a bit too much probably,
Yeah, it's a long time.
but
You have
Yeah,
to you have
man.
to prepare.
at least you know what you're getting. At least you know what you're buying, because you can get any kind of those, because you're gonna read the pack and it's gonna say like, okay, so you're gonna see that many visuals, or you're not gonna see any visuals. You're just gonna feel relaxed. Or if you want to get the strongest ones, like you're just gonna see a lot of visuals, obviously.
Is this all over Europe or is this just
No, no,
Holland?
no, no. It's just Holland.
Okay.
It's just Holland.
Right.
That's it. Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Oh.
Amsterdam, like basically they have those in any town. So same like with the coffee shops where they sell weed, you know.
Yeah.
Same stuff here.
Wow. Gotta move over there. Different world. Let's go.
Don't worry, that world's coming here now.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
I'm sure you're gonna get those in your country as well. Because if you get like if the weed is legal out there, I'm sure you're gonna get mushrooms pretty soon.
Yeah, around the corner for sure.
Because basically, you know, the funniest thing with Holland is there was a period where you couldn't get if you're a tourist, if you're not local, you couldn't buy any weed. So you're coming to Holland, you know, you're coming to Amsterdam, let's say, you go to the coffee shop and you have to show the ID. But then if you go to the smart shop, you don't have to show anything. Even if you're a tourist, even if you're not local, even if you don't speak any English, you know, you're gonna get those, you know. And obviously, like mushrooms are a bit way stronger and way I don't want to say dangerous, but they're trickier than the weed, you know. So yeah, you basically get mushrooms easier than you could get weed, but then
Hmm.
they stopped that thing 2 years ago, and now you can get whatever.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's
Yeah.
incredible, man. I love that world. I gotta go to Europe one day. I've never been there. I've only been to Canada and like the Caribbean and stuff like that.
Okay.
I gotta
I
definitely.
mean,
check
yeah,
out
Europe
this,
is the last like is most unexplored place for me as well. I've only been to a few countries. I've been outside of the Europe, like a lot of Africa, South America, Central America as well. But Europe, I've only been like Spain, Portugal, like a few other countries, but like Holland as well. But like Holland is not my favorite because the weather is bad and there's not much to do apart from mushrooms.
Mushrooms. What would you say your biggest what would you say your biggest takeaway is from doing psychedelics? Biggest
Sorry.
your biggest takeaway, your biggest lesson learned.
Um,
Something that stays with you that you think about.
to this day.
like probably LSD, like acid.
But what's the
Acid.
takeaway like from the experience? What's the lesson from
Oh,
it?
sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
The lesson. Well, like the main thing I learned about myself that I don't need any of those. I don't need any of those because I'm pretty packed with because basically all the stuff that you would get from the psychedelics, I would have it already. I just didn't know about it, and the psychedelics would just show me that, man, come on, you don't need any of that. If I would just spend a few hours just thinking, just
Meditating.
thinking about different kind of things, like I would get the same from mushrooms as well. So what they told me is that I don't need any of that. Probably, I'm pretty cool without them. So
Interesting.
yeah, that's the main lesson. Because there were many other things that I've learned, but that was probably the main one. That I don't need any of that. I'm pretty cool without it.
All the
But
calms.
they're still really nice.
Well,
Joel Calm was the same. He doesn't need it. Yeah. We had a Joel Calm on.
Yes, yeah. You guys are very similar but different. But yeah, I had the same I had the same message come to me while I was on ayahuasca. The exact same thing. The exact same message of like you don't really need to be doing this anymore.
So you tried ayahuasca as well, right?
Yeah. I went through the ayahuasca experience.
And you tried it in
no.
Canada.
Yes. So yeah, I didn't
Okay.
travel around, but somewhere in Canada, allegedly. But yeah, it's I got the same message. It was like, yeah, you don't need to do this anymore. It was like you're fine without this. Like,
That was
but it's like, but it was only because I'd done it so much. Like I said, like there was a time where I was doing it every month. There was like I've done it so much.
It was
and
more
then-
like you need a break, not you're done.
well, it was saying you don't need to be doing this at all.
True.
Like it got really specific.
All right.
Like it was weird. It was very weird. And yeah, I got the same message. It's very odd. But you got that on acid, that message.
yeah. I've been getting that message from more or less any psychedelics I tried because I tried acid a couple of times and I realized I don't need it. Like I tried mushrooms for quite a few times and yeah, same thing. And
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 yet you still
and I
tried it.
tried ayahuasca. I tried ayahuasca a couple of times, and to be honest, like it didn't even work for me. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't see nothing, even though people who were taking it with me, like in a jungle, like the shaman. Then there was a girl that I met in the jungle, so she was taking it with me. Those guys, they would trip. They would trip a lot, but I didn't see anything, and I was like, afterwards, I was thinking like, what was the reason? Like why was it? I was thinking maybe because I've tried mushrooms so many times before that, or I've tried acid, but then I just realized that probably, neither I wasn't, my body, my brain wasn't ready for that, or there was no message for me at the time. So I don't know. I didn't figure it out yet, but like I would definitely want to try it in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Like sometimes the messages come when they need to come, not just like whenever, or else we wouldn't know what to do with them all. So I guess
Yeah.
maybe there's just, well, you know what? I'd like to ask, when you got that message when you were taking acid, was that in the midst of you taking psychedelics, or is that near the end? Like, was that recent that you got that message, or years ago?
It was years ago.
Mm,
It was
okay.
years ago because honestly, first time I tried acid was around maybe 10 years ago, and my first trip was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But my second trip was really really bad, and then during my second by the end of my second trip, I realized that probably I don't need it, at least for now. So, and I didn't get like I didn't get any acid. I didn't take any acid after that for the last probably 10 years. Oh, actually, wait. Actually, no. Actually, I did a couple of years ago, but I didn't. It was nothing. I had some acid, and I just felt relaxed. Even though the guy who gave it to me, my friend who gave it to me, he said, "Oh man, that's a strong thing. That you're gonna see so many things." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to try it." And I tried it, and it was nothing. It was just like I felt really relaxed. Uh, I felt really relaxed, very, very relaxed. I couldn't more or less move, I couldn't paint, but then I didn't have like any crazy thoughts. I didn't see any visuals. It was just like one thing by the end of the trip, one thing I realized I had enough of it probably, or I need to take a longer break. I don't know.
But you said you're ready now. What makes you think you're ready?
Uh, well, it's more like I hope I'm ready, not like I am ready. I think I hope I'm ready, but I don't know if I really am. I'm not sure if I am.
Yeah, you can't really know until you do it.
Yeah,
And then when you do it,
yeah,
you're kind of just like in it, and from there you'll be like, I shouldn't have done this, or
There's many times where I like thought about doing it or had it in front of me and decided not to do it for whatever reason. There's always that reverence with mushrooms where you have to treat it with respect, and it's always hard to understand you don't always understand what you're getting yourself into. So
yeah. Because another thing is that like sometimes I remember there were a couple of times like the couple of really good trips that I had. I remember that like I was definitely ready because I felt like, man, I like it's just you just wake up in the morning and you get that thought like, man, I want to get some mushrooms. I want to eat some mushrooms. Not
right.
like I want to have some acid or anything else. You'd be like, I want to get some mushrooms. Probably, and those times were the best ones. And every other time that I would have them, it would be like someone gives you a call or one of your friends drops you a message like, hey man, I have some mushrooms. Do you want some? Yeah, sure. And you just get them. You just have them because you have them in your house. They'll be waiting for you. But then it's not like you are mentally ready for this. It's
Right.
not like you mentally prepare yourself for that. It's just like, well, it's like same like with the weed. If you have some weed in your house, you're definitely gonna smash some. But if you don't have any, it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
yeah, that's actually exactly how Mike is. That's to a T. If it's not there, you're cool. I'm the opposite. If it's not there, I'm gonna jump out of the window and fly somewhere to find it right away. Little opposite that way. Man, so which psychedelic have you done the most of? Is it mushrooms, acid, or ayahuasca?
Mushroom.
Yeah.
Mushroom, yeah.
Good.
Mushroom. Because, because mushrooms, they're natural. They're natural. And, well, yeah, that's probably one of the reasons. They're like, I never tried DMT, even though I would love to try some of that. But like, pure DMT. But like, yeah, mushrooms was the most. Like, yeah, I've tried it mostly. And yeah, I wouldn't like. I've only tried LSD like 3 times, I think, and I think it was enough for
True.
now.
True. I can see how you feel that way. When you say like you think it's enough, are you talking about both psychedelics, or is it acid that really got you?
Acid, acid,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So you're still interested in doing mushrooms then?
definitely. I'm
Oh,
not. I know I will do it. I will do it for sure. I will do it for sure. But at least now, after my last bad trip, I'll be more responsible. I wouldn't just take them to take something. I'll prepare myself. I rather wait for another few years, but then once I feel like, yeah, I need some of that, or I want to have some of that, then I will have it. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense, because it's like with the time, it's not that interesting anymore. You don't learn anything from that.
mm,
So what's the point?
true.
How do you
You
how
just
do you
waste your
usually
time.
prepare
You just
yourself?
waste mushrooms.
True. Saying you waste mushrooms when you do that.
Oh
You're
yeah,
just taking them.
yeah. How do you usually prepare yourself on that note? What does
To
preparing
be
mean to
honest,
you?
usually I don't prepare myself. Usually I just book a day off. I prefer like having couple of days, couple of days off. So if I'm taking mushrooms, I know that I don't have to do anything for next 1 or 2 days at least.
Right.
So I have that time for myself to think about what I learned, and all that. Because now, like when I was 20 something, it was easier. You can have any stuff in any quantities, and it would be still cool. But now, once you take some of that, man, it needs some time. I need some time to recover, at least like 2 3 days. I need my brain to cool down from that, because I will have so many thoughts, like 2 days, at least 2 days after I will take the mushrooms, my brain is still pretty. It's like, well, I still have so many ideas and so many thoughts, like I cannot even concentrate on nothing. So it just takes time to cool down a bit.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good way to put it. To cool down. But that's the integration process, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's part of it. Is some time to yourself and reflecting on what you just went through.
Well, because I only had that thing. I start feeling that like probably like 5 years ago. Because before, like I said, there was no problem. You can take anything, as much as you want, and you're pretty cool the day after. You can do whatever you want. You can still paint. You can still go somewhere. You can do any kind of stuff. But now it's a bit different. Now it's way different.
More responsibilities in life now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
True. True. What else
I think we're good.
with mushrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we like to touch
It's like
on.
what time is it for you now? It's like 3:30 in the morning,
Oh
right?
shit!
It is.
I completely forgot that fact that
Yeah.
you're on like a completely guys. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he's on a different time zone, guys. And
That's
it's like
cool. That's cool. Like, that's a pretty comfortable time for me, because I usually paint at night. So that's actually my time now. That's the time when I can concentrate, when I can do some stuff. I don't get distracted by nothing. So I love it.
That's how I feel too. I do all my video editing and stuff. When I do it like I start doing it at 1 a.m. That's when I start, and I'll usually stop by like 5.
Wow.
And like, cause those
Exactly
hours,
the
there's
same
like no
thing.
one bothering you. My girlfriend's asleep. No one's messaging me. Like, there's just nothing but you and your music and just doing whatever you're gonna do. You know?
Absolutely exactly thing with me. Like that's absolutely same thing here because like I would also start around 12 or 1 and I would just finish around 5, 6, sometimes 7 when it starts getting light outside, you know. Because my brain is like it's so relaxed during that time, you know. Because if I do paintings during a daytime, if I do some of my art, then oh man, it's like it's so distracting. You would go to eat something, then you would go for a smoke. So there's like so many
So
things, you
many
know.
things.
And then it takes longer to actually do some work, you know. You would start painting even if nothing's distracting you. Still like, oh man, it's so hard, you know. It's
Yeah.
it's, it's so light outside. And
Yeah, it makes me feel like maybe I should be outside. Maybe I should be handling things that are important. Maybe I should be answering this email and all this shit. And
yeah, exactly same. Like you need some physical job. Like I need to do something more physical. Like where at nighttime you'd be like you only your eyes and your hands are working. That's it. Not nothing else.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many days where I wake up and I get to work on some creative project, and then like, I get maybe half an hour, but then like one distraction comes, the next distraction comes, the next distraction comes. Like I got so much done in the day, but none of it was my creative project.
Yes,
Yeah,
that pisses me off so much. I'll get a bunch of stuff done, and even if you get a lot of stuff done, you still feel like shit because you didn't get even just a little bit of that creative part in.
I got like some
yeah,
time. I did that this morning where I got like my timing down on a scene. I was like basically ready to do the important bit, and then it was like I got pulled away in 6 different directions, and I couldn't get back to it.
Yeah.
And here I am filming a podcast.
The distractions don't end, man.
I know what you mean, brother.
The distractions don't end until about
Stop,
12:30, man. That's when the distractions end, around
Yeah.
12:30.
Yeah, or in 3:30 in Dennis's case tonight.
Yeah, sorry for taking you away from the creative that you could have been doing, man. Hopefully
That's
this helped
cool.
a little bit.
Don't worry about it. That's my pleasure actually. I still have enough time for that, so I'll still be here for another probably 3 weeks. So I have a lot of time for painting. So
True.
Oh, amazing.
Very true.
That's
All
good.
right, what do you got going on? Anything going on? Websites, upcoming show, like anything? What do you
We got Dennis Com Art on Instagram.
Are you handling it for him?
That's KOM.
Look at you.
yeah,
In case anyone's confused,
Okay.
KOM.
Yes, you get a website
He has
on
some
there?
he has some beautiful art. Well, not really, but you have Behance. Behance.net/DennisCom.
True.
Use that, Dennis.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got that one as well. Cause I don't have a website. Because I just to be honest, even with Instagram and that Behance thing, I don't like self promoting. I just feel so bad when you're doing some of that stuff. Like when you're doing self promoting, just I feel so bad about it. I just don't like it. You
Oh
know,
man,
it's
yo,
like
put the camera on me.
Put the camera on
Put
you?
the camera on me.
Bang.
Self promoting. I'm gonna promote. Look at that art. Oh, we can't even see it.
It's hard.
I have
it's
to
hard.
put it all the way
Let's-
back here.
Yeah.
That's not as.
Tell people the at.
I did already. It's
Again?
again at Dennis Com Art
And,
on
l-
Instagram.
and look for the rainbow coming out of the skeleton's head. That picture is crazy. That's really sick, man.
Yeah.
I like that stuff a lot. That's the first time I've seen your Instagram.
Yeah, you have some great stuff. I saw the first tapestry, which we have on the table here, and I had to buy it pretty much right away. And then I finally found out who you were through the complications with the piece that I had, and then I realized how much other beautiful stuff you had, and I was like, oh my god, this guy has some great
Really
art. So I'm happy
appreciate
that you're
it.
here with us
Really
talking about
appreciate
this
it.
now.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for letting me know about the bad quality as well, because I didn't even know about it. I didn't even know about the website, you got it from. And
Right.
I was trying to take a good, like a proper picture while I'm here, but then unfortunately all the studios are on lockdown.
Yeah,
'Cause
bad timing.
I managed to find one studio who agreed to do it for me, but then once the time came, there was a lockdown, so everything's closed. So
Right.
I'll try to do it as soon as they're reopened, and hopefully, there'll be some good quality of that thing as
Yeah, man,
well.
I'd love to see you put your stuff on Electro Threads. They sell like all sorts of clothing and the tapestries that we have in the background at like it's like crazy high
Definitely will.
quality. They have like special material. It's really soft. They sell like
That's
hooded
cool.
blankets and stuff. It's our sponsor, Electro Threads. We don't have any sponsors, but hopefully one day.
One day.
You will. You definitely will. I'm sure.
Well, man, thank you so much. And your art is beautiful. I just want to say that, by the way. I know you don't like self promotion, so we're promoting for you. His art is absolutely amazing. I love it. I
Thank
love
you,
skulls,
guys.
mushrooms,
Thanks a
and
lot.
stuff like
Thanks
that.
a lot for that.
Really good. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Talkin Mush.
Mike, we out?
I think we're out. Signing
Mike,
off.
Wrap it up, Mike.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for
Done.
having me here. It was a pleasure for me as well. Had a really, really, real pleasure talking to you. It was amazing, guys. It
Thank
was
you,
really
man.
cool.
Likewise. Take
Bye,
care,
guys.
Dennis. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Take care.